What if I told you Samsung's next flagship might be thinner than your wallet and rocking a design twist that even Apple hasn't dared to release yet? Sounds wild, right? But it gets better. The first real leaks are finally here, and trust me, you'll want to see what they're cooking up. Stay with me because the S26 series could change how we look at smartphones, not just from the outside, but from the inside too. And before we get into it, make sure you watch until the end, because the biggest surprise isn't just the design, it's what Samsung might be hiding underneath that sleek frame. So here we are, months away from launch, yet the leaks are coming faster than ever. The Galaxy S26 Pro, the S26 Edge, and the S26 Ultra are making early appearances thanks to some dummy units that popped up online. The man behind these leaks, tech reviewer Sonny Dixon, someone with a solid history of being right when it comes to Samsung. Remember the Galaxy S23 leaks back in 2023? That was him. The early dummies of the Z Fold 6 and Z Flip 6, also him. So when he posts new hardware, people pay attention. And right away, it's the S26 Edge that steals the show. Its rear panel design looks surprisingly close to the iPhone 17 series. Yes, the iPhone that hasn't even launched yet. That's pretty unusual. Now, Samsung has never been shy about borrowing ideas from trends, but this one stands out because Apple hasn't even shown its phone to the public yet. Some fans are already raising eyebrows, but if you look closer, Samsung's spin is obvious. The Edge keeps its dual camera setup, which we've come to expect, but the flash placement has shifted. Instead of being neatly stacked under the sensors, it's now sitting on the right-hand side. It might sound minor, but visually it changes the balance of the back. Little tweaks like this are what give the Edge its identity. Now let's talk about the Pro and the Ultra. At first glance, you might think, okay, these look almost the same as the Galaxy S25 series. But if you slow down and really notice the details, there's something new happening. The cameras aren't just floating anymore. They're framed inside a redesigned housing, a camera island that makes the layout look sharper and more deliberate. It isn't flashy, but it does make the design feel refreshed. And then we get to the most jaw-dropping part of the leak. Ice Universe, another well-known leaker, claims that Samsung is pushing for an impossibly thin frame around 5.5 millimeters. Let that sink in for a second. Most smartphones today hover around 7 to 8 millimeters. Shaving that down to 5.5 while still keeping durability intact, that's a bold move. If Samsung pulls it off, the S26 series could end up being one of the slimmest flagships ever made. But here's the twist. You'd think a thinner phone means sacrificing battery size. Nope. Rumors suggest the Edge could jump from last year's 3900 mAh battery to 4200, thinner body, bigger battery. That combination almost sounds too good to be true, but if Samsung has figured out the tech behind it, it could silence one of the biggest complaints people still have about slim devices: poor battery life. Imagine holding a featherlight phone that lasts all day and still feels futuristic in your hand. Of course, these are dummy units. We can't call this confirmed. Designs can and do shift before the official reveal. But Sonny Dixon's track record makes this leak feel a lot more believable than some random blurry picture on Twitter. He's delivered accurate hardware leaks before, and when his claims line up with whispers from other reliable names in the space, the pieces start to feel like they belong together. So let's step back. What is Samsung really trying to do here? To me, it feels like they're chasing three goals. First, make the phone slimmer so it feels sleek and effortless to carry. Second, improve endurance with a bigger battery so users don't feel like they're making compromises. And third, refine the design just enough to stand out without alienating longtime Samsung fans. It's a balancing act. Too familiar and people complain about lack of innovation, too bold and fans might feel lost. The S26 series looks like it's aiming right for that middle ground. Now here's the big question for you. Does this new design direction excite you? Or does the S26 Edge look just a little too Apple-inspired for comfort? Personally, I think Samsung is doing what it always does best. It takes the pulse of what's trending in smartphones, mixes in its own style, and polishes it into something that feels uniquely Samsung. And let's be honest, if they really manage to ship a 5.5mm thin phone with a 4200 mAh battery, nobody will care if it resembles an iPhone, a Pixel, or even a Poco. People will care about how it feels in their hand and how long it lasts in their pocket. So let me know what you think. Is this the design shift Samsung needs, or should they push for something entirely new? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I can't wait to hear what you think. Thanks for sticking around, and if you enjoyed this breakdown, you know what to do. More leaks are bound to come in, and I'll be right here to make sense of them with you. Until next time, take care, stay curious, and get ready because the Galaxy S26 might just surprise us all.